Well, congratulations on the victory. I guess first, I mean, physically, how are you feeling right now? Obviously, the damage around the eye and a war for sure. How are you feeling?
Oh, man. Yeah, I kind of feel like I just got hit by a car. Like, immediately after the fight, I was, like, totally fine. I mean, I knew my eye was swollen. The eye doesn't even hurt. My head doesn't hurt. My body fucking hurts, like, from, like, checking and blocking stuff and throwing strikes myself. But, you know, you got to pay the cost to be the boss, you know what I'm saying? I feel fantastic, you know what I'm saying? I would take double this amount of pain for the W, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel good right now.
I love it. Talk about what this fight meant to you, man. I mean, obviously, you went straight for the trophy. You got it with you right now. I mean, obviously, it means something, right? So what did this night mean for you?
Man, it's like one of those weird things where at the end of the day, we're just fighting, right? You know, we're getting inside of a cage and we're fighting each other. It's the same thing from when we were amateurs to now, you know what I'm saying? The difference is the public perception of it, you know what I'm saying? The eyes that are on it, the lights, the production value, you know what I'm saying? And with this fight, you know, this was my first UFC fight, but so many people were talking about it, you know, being the real tough finale, you know what I'm saying? If Trey wins, he's a real champ. And, you know, that's all the stuff when you're preparing for a fight. You can't let that stuff get in your head because it just adds pressure, but, you know, it's still there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you try to ignore it as much as you can, but it's still there. So, you know, tonight I defended my title of the Ultimate Fighter. You know what I'm saying? If anyone ever asks who's the tough champ for season 29 of the 185-pound division, it's motherfucking Bryan Battle. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to say that, but I'm sorry, Mom. But, yeah, man, you know, it's just great, you know, being here with the UFC, freaking getting another win. You know.
You can apologize to Mom later.
Yeah, sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry. I'm all jacked up on adrenaline right now, Mom.
Talk about, I mean, right, I mean, obviously we know the stakes there and silencing the haters, but did this get a little personal? It seemed like he was a little bit chatty, you know, in the cage ahead of time. Did that surprise you at all?
Did you guys watch the show? I mean, that's Trey Sean, baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those things where, once again, you can't let it get to you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it helps him. You know what I'm saying? He talks because it helps him. And every fighter's a little bit different. And one of the reasons I try to refrain from talking, I actually, you know, I think talking junk's a little bit fun, but I try to refrain from talking because, you know, I felt like it would make him a little bit more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the fight, someone says something to you. Someone says something to me, man to man, I got to say something back because, you know, I'm going to come back with my fist right after that. So, but, you know, it wasn't anything really heated. You know what I'm saying? Except for the fact that, you know, he said, you know, he's going to try to knock me out. But, you know, I mean, besides that, you know, it was all cool. You know what I'm saying? So I just let him know, you know, in between rounds, he was saying, he's like, all right, I'm going to find you. I was like, all right, I'm here, baby. No one's hiding. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was chill.
Yeah. At the end of the fight, I mean, obviously it seemed like, you know, he had landed some big power shots, of course, but you had a lot of volume, strung some stuff together. So, I mean, how concerned were you with the decision? Did you feel like, oh, we definitely got this one in the bag?
I felt pretty confident about it just because, I mean, granted, there was a lot of idle time on the cage. I would have liked to avoid it, and he did land a takedown, but the takedown he did land, I was able to get back up. He didn't land any real damage. And all that idle time on the cage, I was the one pressing him up against the cage. So it wasn't ideal, but you know, my coach was telling me, he was like, hey, we need this third round. It's time to get dirty. So that's what I did. I got dirty. You know what I'm saying? I dug deep. I pulled it out by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I outlanded him in the third round. He did get the takedown, but I got back up and I felt like I had all the cage control. So, you know, it was a good fight. It was a fight that I felt like I won even before the judges said anything. But yeah, you know, I mean, it was a tough fight, but it was a fight that I won.
Nice. Last thing for me, where do you go from here, right? Because now it's like you've put this behind, right? I mean, like you said, there's no question whether you were the real champ or whatever. So what's the plan now? Is it take some time off, you know, and improve? Is it get back in there as soon as possible with the eye? Are there names, dates? What's the plan?
You know, I'm really ready to fight next week in Houston. No, man. I mean, I'm going to go home. Obviously, The doctor gave me a little medical suspension. I got to let my swelling go down on my eye, but I still want to fight a couple times this year. I'd like to fight at least 3 or 2 more times this year. So I'm going to let this swelling go down. Then we got to get right back to the lab. I got to get back to improving. Whoever I fight next is going to be tougher than Trey, probably. So, I got to be better than I was tonight. So, there's not a whole lot of room for what am I going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's very clear what I have to do after this.
I was talking to your castmate, Ryder Newman, before the fight.
Hell yeah.
And I asked him, if he gave me the inside scoop on you guys, and he said he thinks that you had a really good game plan. So what did you share with him beforehand? What was the blueprint your coaches came up with?
Well, there was something really big that I had to figure out 1 minute into the fight, and this was going to dictate a lot of what I did. And it was going to be his response to the linear kick, because all his fights leading up to this, that was just something that was super duper wide open. Even my wife, she was watching film with me. She's like, "Oh man, he doesn't protect his body at all." I was like, "I know," and I'm kind of anticipating him to change that because that's such a big part of my game, the linear kicks, especially on the show. But that was something where if he came out and he wasn't really respecting the linear kicks, I was going to just keep sending him the whole fight, and that was a big part of my game plan. I think that a lot of the power shots. There would have been significantly more power shots if I wasn't keeping him away from me and taking away from his gas tank with those linear kicks, digging to his body. And a lot of times I feel like that made him hesitant to come forward because every time he was coming forward, he was getting blasted to the gut with a linear kick. You know what I mean? So that was a big part of the game plan. I would have liked to take him down a little bit, but credit to Trey. His takedown defense was sharp. You know what I'm saying? He was a slippery dude. You know what I mean? And that was a big thing, was just to outwork him. You know what I'm saying? Not to let him dictate the pace. You know what I'm saying? He's in there fighting with me. You know what I mean? I'm not in there fighting with him. I wasn't gonna let him lead the dance. He was gonna fight at my pace. You know what I'm saying? He was going to fight my kind of fight. And I think, especially the first and the third round. I mean, the second round, he kind of got a little bit of an advantage. But I think I was able to, implement my will most of the fight.
I think you might have answered my next question, but we'll see if anything else is there. Prior to the fight and then during the fight, because he has pretty sound defense.
Yeah.
I've always felt that he keeps a good guard up. He keeps real tight. He has that kind of body type that's just really conducive to being hard to break through and get in with something. So what did you see in there, and what did you prepare for? Besides that, the middle of the body, because even the side of his body, he keeps pretty well protected. He's got those kind of elbows you don't really want to connect with your shin.
Yeah, but I mean, this is in combat sports. The beautiful thing is, there's always a counter to the counter. You know what I'm saying? There's always, no matter what the problem is, there's always an answer. You know what I'm saying? You just have to have the answer. And then sometimes, you give an answer to a certain problem, and then the problem changes. You have to come up with a different answer. You know what I mean? So Tresean is very sound defensively, but the thing is, it's like you can't sit there and look at him and be like, "Oh, wow, man, he's really good defensively. I don't know where I'm going to hit him." No, you gotta throw. You know what I'm saying? The only way to penetrate, a solid defense is to, go after him. You know what I mean? And so that's what I did. And I knew the openings would show themselves, and they did. So there was a lot of stuff he blocked, but there was a lot of stuff he didn't block.
Yeah, Mike Tyson always said you can't wait for openings. You have to create your own.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, so when you made the comment about, who needs 2 eyes? Afterwards, did you feel kind of awkward since Michael Bisping was in attendance?
No, I knew he would appreciate that more than anybody. I knew Mike was going to be like, you know what? Who does need 2 eyes? You know what I'm saying? So,
if anybody's proven that's true.
Exactly. Michael Bisping has proven that it's true. You don't need 2 eyes to win a fight. But I still got both my eyes. I can still see.
Thanks, man.
Speaking of which, so now you go home, there's no more fans, you get to relax. How long does it take to heal from such a fight?
I don't know. Hit me back up in a week and I'll let you know, you know what I'm saying? I've always been pretty good with my recovery. I've been blessed with dense bones, you know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, I know the next 2 days are going to kind of blow a little bit, you know what I mean? But after that, I'll rest, you know what I'm saying? Drink some water, lay down, watch some TV. I'll be good to go eventually.
Now, a lot of fighters who have a lot of hair always like fight to bundle it up or shave their head. Does it bother you to get in the way?
Listen, man, my hair is a power. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard of Samson?
Of course.
That's me. You know what I'm saying? One of my stipulations with my hair is, and this is like the longest my hair's ever gotten, because I first started growing my hair out and I was like, I'm not cutting my hair until I lose. And so I grew my hair out, I cut my hair the last time I lost, and I haven't lost since. You know what I'm saying? So, the longer my hair gets, the stronger I get. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Native Americans, they believe their hair gave them like a sixth sense. You know what I'm saying? That's what my hair does for me, the flow, the bounce. You know what I'm saying? It gets me in the groove. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Battle, congrats on the win. You had mentioned multiple weight classes. I know
Yeah.
we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but what specifically were you going to campaign at?
Wait, say that one more time.
You had mentioned one day maybe holding titles in multiple weight classes. What was the campaign going to be? 85, 205, 70 and 85?
Man, right now, 85 is all I'm worried about. I'll talk to my coaches, I'll talk to my manager if we ever want to do something crazy in the future. But right now, there's a whole lot of 85ers who I got to beat up, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm worried about them right now. Really, I need to drink a couple beers before I talk about going into any other weight class, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's more of a down the line kind of question.
All right, excellent. And real quick, the ultimate I told you so, bringing in the trophy.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. Had it not gone your way, were you going to give him the trophy as a...
Sure. Absolutely. It's a good thing I won, right?
Yes, for sure, man. And we talked to John Castaneda earlier, who will be moving forward with that 50 Cent track from the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack as his walkout.
Yeah.
The Game, Motorhead, I'm assuming that's your walkout song
Yeah.
now?
We'll see what happens going forward. The more notoriety your boy's getting, like, people are like, they're trying to pay me for stuff now. So I'm like, oh. But, if it's up to me, I was going to go walk out to Chill Bill by Rob Stone in the next song, because I'm such a big Kill Bill fan. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever heard the song, but it opens up with that little whistling note that's in Kill Bill. And I freaking love Kill Bill. Sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. But I love Kill Bill. I think it's a tough song. But, once again, we'll see. I got to drink a couple beers before I make any serious commitments to anything in the future.
Perfect, man. Well, toast to your win and congratulations.
Thank you. You know what I mean? Toast to you, yeah? Thank you guys. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys again soon. Don't worry.